지냈어요? 여러분은 카페에 자주 가요?
Okay, so let's repeat those sentences together. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for the heart me. Thank you, thank you. You guys are the best. You have the sparkling chingu next to your name as well. Oh, new sticker for me? Oh, really? Do you have it? It was not available before that. That is amazing. It's a very cute sticker, right? Okay, so let's start right now. We will be repeating those sentences. The first time I will repeat a little bit faster and the second time a little bit slower. So if you want to practice pronunciation with me, you are more than welcome to do so. So let's start now. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 잘 지냈어요? 여러분은 카페에 자주 가요? So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 잘 지냈어요? 여러분은 카페에 자주 가요? Okay, so now let's just say everything together. This will be quite easy as I'm pretty sure a lot of words are familiar to you guys. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Okay, so we have 안녕하세요. We all know that it means hi, right? 여러분. As you guys know, 여러분 means guys, everyone. This is a word that I use frequently, so you are definitely familiar with it if you are not new to my Korean study live streams. And then we have 잘 지냈어요. So comment down below, what does 잘 지냈어요 mean? You might probably know what that means as I say that all the time in Korean when I ask you guys something at the beginning of my live stream. Thank you so much for the like, 여러분. Thank you. So what does 잘 지냈어요 would mean? Comment down below if you know the answer. I will let you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below what that means. 잘 지냈어요, and it is a question just right here. So what does that mean? Comment down below. I will give you guys a couple more seconds to let you guys answer. Yes, that could work, Tiff. That could work. Yes, so you guys are actually correct. So 잘 지냈어요 would means how have you been? Now let's translate that to understand a little bit more the structure of it, right? So we have 잘, that means something good or well. We have 지내, that is like how you are feeling, and here it is in the past tense because there is the double 시옷. So it's like have you felt good? So this is another word that we can translate that, but in English it would be more like how have you been, but right, how like feeling, were you feeling well? Kind of, that is how we can kind of translate it in a more literal way, but in English we would say how have you been? So if you want to say how are you doing, you would remove the double 시옷 under here, so it would be 잘 지내요, so are you doing well? But with the double 시옷 it is implying the past tense. Were you feeling good? Yeah, exactly. This is a little bit how we could explain it better. I feel like sometimes explaining things on a more literate, is that a word? Meaning it sticks more to your brain and you are able to understand better, right? Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here as I go live 4 times a week where we study Korean together. Literal? Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. I was not sure if that was actually a word. Very sorry about that. I might have struggled talking today. So let's continue with the second sentence just right here. So once again, we have 여러분, that means guys, everyone. We have 카페, which is cafe, a particle, location, or time particle. So it can mean at the cafe, to the cafe, in the cafe, depending on the rest of the sentence. Then we have 자주. Do you guys know what 자주 would mean? It is a word of frequency. So does any of you guys know what 자주 would mean? What does that mean? Does any of you guys know the meaning of the word 자주, which is a word of frequency? So this is a word you might see quite... I'm not going to say the next word I was going to say because, yeah, this is a word that is great to add to your vocabulary. Let's put it that way. So I will let you guys 5 more seconds to comment down below what 자주 means. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Thank you, thank you. So yes, you guys are correct. 자주 is a frequency word that means often. So I wanted to say this is something that we see often. So, you know, even in English, we use that word very often. So 자주, if you didn't know that word, add it to your vocabulary, your Korean vocabulary words, because this will be very, very useful. And then we have 가요, which is from the verb 갔다, to go. So now together, it's saying, guys, everyone, do you go often to cafes? So that could be one way to translate it, or here it says, do you go to cafe often? So whichever you prefer is the way to go. Okay, so that is those two sentences. We will be continuing with the next ones. If you have any questions about those two, please feel free to comment down below at any time. No, I don't. Oh no. Yeah, I feel like it's mostly only in Korea that the cafe culture is that intense. But in Canada too, I think I go to cafes like maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. So yes, let's continue now with the next sentences.
저는 카페에 자주 가요. 카페에서 공부도 하고 친구도 만나고 커피도 마셔요.
The bottom Korean under the English translation. Yes, so here it might be different because it is, how can I say that? It is not official subtitles, so it is with the plugin that is made by, I don't know, robots, things like that. So it's just like the captions, you know, that you see on TikTok, all those things that are made by robots. Sometimes they are not 100% accurate because they just translate based on sounds and sometimes they can make mistakes. So here it's a little bit more to know because normally we have access to, okay, it's the opposite. That is so weird. Normally the Korean is above and then when you click on the word, right, it gives you the English translation. I don't know why it's like that. Anyways, what does 잘 mean again? So 잘 means well or good. So that would be the translation to 잘. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. So now let me repeat those two sentences. We will be doing it one time faster and one time slower so you can follow with me during each of those times, okay? So 저는 카페 자주 가요. 카페에서 공부도 하고 친구도 만나고 커피도 마셔요. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 저는 카페에 자주 가요. 카페에서 공부도 하고 친구도 만나고 커피도 마셔요. Oh my god, it sounds like I'm rapping or something. This sentence is very, very interesting because we have multiple, not connective, but particles that I talk about very, very often. So let's get into them right away. Let's start with this one. So we have 저는. As you guys know, 저는 is the way it's a topic marker that means I. 저는 I, me, myself. So whenever you want to talk about yourself, 하고 is now alone in the middle. Yes. So this one, right? 잠시만요. 하고 and 고 is different. So that is why. So we will get into that very, very soon. But sometimes you will see, sometimes it is plugged to another word and sometimes it is like in the middle. But I feel like when it is plugged to another word, it would mean more like with than and. We'll see, yes. Yeah, exactly. But here in this context, I think it is more like this and this. We will see. We will get more into it a little bit later. But yes. So 저는 once again is me, myself, I in the formal form. It has 도. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that is probably why. That is probably why. Thank you for, pointing it out. We will see right after. Okay. Sometimes I cannot do too many things at once. That is why. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. So yes, we have 저는, which is a formal way of saying me, myself, and I. So whenever you use 저는, you need to end the sentence in formalities. So 요입니다, 합니다, 씁니다. And if you use 나는, then you cannot use formalities. So this is something that you always need to remember. And then after that, we have 카페. So I will quickly go into the sentence because it is basically the same thing as the previous one. Cafe, we know that cafe is a cafe, a particle, location or time particle. So at the cafe, in the cafe, or to the cafe, depending on the context of the sentence. We have 자주, which is a word of frequency, often. And 가요 from the verb 갔다, to go. So she's saying that I go often to cafes. So that will be the translation to this sentence. So let's jump to this one just right here that is slightly more complex. So we have 카페에서. So we know that 카페, once again, is a cafe. We have the 에서 particle. So I will quickly go into that particle once again, and after that I will ask you guys questions. But 에서 particle is a location or time particle. You need to remember, however, that the 에서 particle is only used whenever there is an action or someone is coming from a location. So if there is none of those, you just put the e particle. But if there is an action that is happening inside the location or at the location, you add 에서 after the location itself. Now we have 공부. Do you guys remember what 공부 would mean? You might know what 공부 would mean. It comes from the verb 공부하다. So what could that mean? 공부? Comment down below. Technically, it comes from a verb, but in this case, it is put not as a verb anymore. So comment down below, what does 공부 would mean? I will be drinking a little bit of water, and after that I will give you guys the answer. So you guys are doing amazingly once again. So 공부하다 is the verb to study. So at the cafe, okay, she studies. 또, we have the 또 particle. Do you guys remember what 또 would mean? Comment down below if you guys remember what 또 would mean. What could that mean? Comment down below. What could that mean? What is 또? We have seen it a couple of times before in my Korean city live stream. So if you have been here frequently, you might remember or you might not, because a lot of particles look very, very similar. So it's very, very easy to get mixed up. So comment down below. I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are actually correct. So the 또 particle, first of all, it is always glued to another word, so you will never see it hang out by himself. So the 또 particle means also, to, or as well. Something that you need to remember, this is actually the first time that we see this particle in that way. So if there is one, no, 또 wasn't N. Yeah, it's not N. It's okay, no worries. So go would be end. Just right here. So very, very similar, right? 또, go, but they have a different meaning. So the 또 particle, you need to put it to each word that you want to say to or as well. So I never had the chance to show it to you guys in a real sentence before, but today is the day. So here we have to as well, this word to as well, and this word to as well. So whenever you want to say also or to more than one choices, you need to add it to each one of those choices. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So it's something that is not required in English. So for example, in English we would say when I go to the coffee, just like this sentence, right? It doesn't say to or as well, but we need to add it in Korean context. I know it's very, very, not complicated, but there are a lot of things that we need to remember. At least this one is quite easy, right? You just put it to each word that you want to say to or as well. In English, you would say that to like the last one. Here it doesn't say any, but so to as well also. Now we have the 학고 particle. So as you guys know, the 학고 particle normally is glued to another word, and Kate asked us earlier the reason why it was separated. And I think it is simply because there is the 또 particle that is just right here. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So yes, within this sentence, I don't think here it would mean end. and in between two nouns, not with, because it's not studying with friends, because the friends would be related to this verb afterwards. So I know this is quite, how can I say that, hard sometimes, because sometimes even if you know the meaning of all words, right, you get the sentence mixed up because of the sentence order. Yes, meet. Yeah, exactly. So this, you are almost right. There is only a slight difference that makes it. It's okay, no worries. We're all here to learn, okay? So it's totally fine. Even me, I make mistakes often. So, you do not need to worry about that. We are all here to learn today. So, like I mentioned, also as well, hakko particle is separated because there is the do particle. Sometimes you can put more than one particle together, but I think since this one means and, that is why it is separated. So in some cases you will see hakko separated. Hakko, what does it mean? Do you guys remember what hakko would mean? Comment down below if you remember what hakko would mean, but not just the meaning of it, but which type of words do we need to use it? Comment down below if you remember also which type of words we need to use hakko with. So I have said it a couple of times before previously, so you might remember or not. It's okay if you do not remember. That is okay. So I will give you guys the answer in let me just, oh my god, I missed some comments. I don't know why it got filtered. I'm sorry for asking, wasn't there going to be a Korean only live? I'm not sure what you are talking about. If you're talking about the Korean study group chat, it is actually a day in the group chat itself that we only speak Korean, but there is not Korean only live streams. But there is something else that you, Tiff, okay. So what did Tiff said? 잠시만요. What is happening? Okay. Sorry, I don't know why the comments, okay, I have no clue what is sorry about that. Okay, I got this. Sorry about that. The comments were like all big on my screen. I didn't know how to remove it. So I think go isn't part of the hata. Yes, exactly. This is not part of 공부 hata. So here, that is why, because I will explain very quickly. It's very, very complex. Thank you so much for the follow. So here, technically, the 공부 part, it's not like studying on its own. It's more like studies. So it is a noun anymore. So that is why the hada part is not part of it, right? And it is instead hakko, because this is two nouns. The go particle is only used with verbs. So that is why here it doesn't have the purpose of a verb anymore. So it's not like studying, it's just like study, like studies itself. Does it make sense? Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Hopefully that makes better sense. But the 공부 here has the purpose of a noun and not a verb anymore, which is why it is separated and used with hakko. So yes, hakko means and in Korean, but it is only paired with nouns. So 공부, which is like studies. Okay, and then we have 친구, which is friend. So both of them are nouns. So at the cafe, studies also, and friend also, because the do particle means also. 만나고, do you guys remember what is the verb 만나다? Comment down below if you remember what is the verb 만나다. What does that mean? You have probably heard it a lot of times before, especially when you say nice to meet you, right? So comment down below what that mean. I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here as I go live 4 times a week. We're study Korean together just like today. So yes, you guys are doing amazingly once again. So 만나다 is the verb to meet, okay? So she met friends. But here it is in the present tense, so it's not met, but meet friends. We have the go particle right here. I know it can get confusing. The go particle means and as well, the same as hakko. However, it is used in different contexts. Why? Because it is used in between verbs or actions. So here, the verb 만나다, to meet, and 마셔요. So it's in between. I know there is not literally a verb next to it, but it's because there is something else in front of it, but generally it relates to the verb just right here. So that is why she put go. Anyway, she wouldn't be able to put like hago as well because it's only used with nouns. So you cannot mix nouns with verbs as well. So if you go with hago, you need to use two nouns. And if you use two verbs or adjectives, you use go. In the case that you want to say something different, like two different parts of one sentence, like this happened and then blah blah blah, you can use 그리고 instead. So 그리고 can be used either at the beginning of the sentence or in the middle of it to separate two parts of the sentence that are not like related, as they don't have the same type of word next to each other. Does that make sense? Very, very complex. I know, like, all the ways to say and in Korean, very, very complex. But the more you practice it, I feel like the easier it becomes for you guys. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So yes, we know that the ko means and. We have kopido. So kopi is coffee, the Konglish word. We have the to particle once again. That makes it also to as well. And we have the verb mas어요, which is from the verb 맛있다. Do you guys know what this verb means? Comment down below if you guys know what the verb 맛있다 would mean. You have probably heard it a couple of times before. So what is the verb 맛어요? Comment down below if you guys know the answer. I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. Okay, so you guys are actually correct. 마시다 is the verb to drink. Yeah, I know. That's why I do not like those subtitles compared to the other ones, because it doesn't give like, it only gives small clues in the sentence, right? But she stopped doing that. Normally it's like half of the video, but it's only like that. She stopped doing that. I preferred her old ways of doing that, but it's okay, right? It's the best we can have. I can remove them, but I feel like a lot of people join more because of the subtitles, as it is easier for their brain to process. So let's see. Do you guys want to have a very interesting fact about mas어요, about drinking in Korean, but for 18 plus? Yeah, we should keep it. Yeah, I wish she would have done it as well, but it's only in her old videos. So sadly, so this is a fact that I only learned in Korea. So for example, if you want to say that you are drinking alcohol, that is why I said 18 plus. In some countries it is 21, but you know. So yes, actually, whenever you want to say that you are drinking alcohol, first of all, alcohol is 술 in Korean, but they do not use the verb 마시다. So do not say 술 마셔요, because this is not correct. They actually use the verb 먹다. So they eat alcohol. So they would say 술 먹어요 in Korean. So yeah. Write that down if you are planning to, I don't know, ever use that sentence. In Korean, it is actually 술 먹어요, not 술 마셔요. So for them, it's not drinking alcohol, it is actually eating alcohol. Interesting. I know, right? I didn't know about that until I was in Korea drinking with friends. Valid. Drinking alcohol is like, yeah, exactly. I think it's probably also because most of the time when Korean people drink together, they also eat at the same time. So maybe that is why it's like part of their meals. Not sure. But yes, this is a very fun fact that I feel like not a lot of people actually know. And suddenly a lot of people joined while I talked about alcohol. Very great. If you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here as I go live 4 times a week where I study Korean together, just like today. Fried chicken and ramen. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That is the go-to. Or tteokbokki. Tteokbokki is also very, very popular in Korea for their snack. Or like fish cakes as well. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So let's continue with the next sentences. But if you have any question, oh, sorry, I didn't translate fully about that. I was thinking about the verb. Whenever I see that verb to drink, I always think about, I rarely drink alcohol, but I always think about, you know, the fun fact that is behind that. Why wasn't street food style tteokbokki so bad? You don't like tteokbokki? Oh, no, you want. Okay. I didn't read that correctly. Yeah, me too. Tteokbokki is great. I love tteokbokki. Do you guys love tteokbokki? Comment down below, especially with cheese. Oh my god, so good. anyways, before I get hungry, let's translate this whole sentence. So at the cafe, okay, she does her studies and she also meet friends and she drink coffee. So at the cafe, she either study, meet with friends, or drink coffee. So that is another way that we can translate that. I really want to try it. That is amazing. However, especially if you try it for the first time in Korea, it's extremely spicy. So if you're like me and you cannot handle spicy, good luck. Maybe try to eat it with a friend because you might not be able to eat a whole plate of tteokbokki. But yeah, it's very, very great. Especially if you ask for cheese on top of it, I feel like it makes it a little bit less spicy because of the cheese. So very, very great combo. Okay, so, thank you so much for the friendship necklace. Thank you. That is so adorable. They are like small bears, so cute. What kind of particles is do? I don't know exactly the name of the particles, but I would say maybe it's not a frequency. I'm not sure. Let's see, because I really like to always get the answer whenever I go live. So, what type of Korean particles? Sorry about that. I was not searching about visa at all before last couple of days. Okay, particle do. Okay, so let's search what that means. Yes, I know what it means, but is there a specific name of that? Let's see, maybe there is no name. Maybe someone knows? Sapakaling Tingu Bears. Oh, yay! I love that. Sapakaling Tingu Bears. That is a very, very cute title. Okay, so, okay, yes, I know what that means. I just want to know what type of particles this is. Okay, maybe it is just a particle that is not really in any category of particle. Maybe if any of you guys know the answer, you can comment down below. But from what I'm seeing, there is no category of words. In English, I don't even know in which category of words would be also. You can comment down below too. It's in... Oh, okay, I didn't read that correctly at all. Additive particle. Thank you so much, Emma, for that. When do you use it though? So whenever you want to say to, also, or as well, to one or multiple choices, that is when you use this particle. Okay, so here she is saying that she does her studies too, and she is meeting friends too, and she drink coffee too at the cafe. So that will be how it could be used at. Okay, Murph's commented earlier about food. I couldn't see it. Is it true that Korean food is very sweet? Yes. If you go to Korea and you like salty food, bring chips or anything in your luggage. Yes, it's an additive. Okay, thank you so much for the answer. So yes, Korean food is extremely sweet. If you try to eat chips in Korea, it is all sweet. They barely have any salt. Yeah, exactly. And also, even if you eat pizza, you will see the crust is very sweet as well. That was the first time I ate like sweet pizza. That was actually really great. But literally the first thing I did when I arrived in Canada, I think, is I ate chips. Because, well, thank goodness I have a sweet... Oh, that is amazing then. I really love sweet things as well, but sometimes I like a little bit of salty, so like, a little bit of chips or things like that. But, I brought like, I think 2 cans of like Lay's in my luggage, but it quickly ran out. I was like, maybe in 3 months, 2 block of Lay's would be okay, but no. So I really, really recommend that we can hear your Korean accent when you say pizza. Really? Pizza? Pizza? Your Korean accent. I never thought I would hear that in my whole life. I can hear your Korean accent. That is a great compliment. Thank you so much, Sab. I will take that gladly. Okay, so let's continue with the next sentence. But if you have any questions about anything, okay, feel free to comment down below once again, and I will answer as soon as I can.
한국에서 카페에 가면 직원들이 하는 말이 있어요. 정말 자주 하는 말이 있어요.
Okay, LMAO, I heard pizza instead of pizza. Yeah, I think it might be also like I have a lot of accent, like, French, a little bit of English, Korean. So I guess all of my pronunciation get mixed up in all those languages. But I'm very happy to hear that I had a Korean accent while I said pizza. That means my pronunciation is great. I love that. Okay, so let's now repeat those two sentences. I will, for the first time, repeat faster and then slower. So if you want to pronounce it with me, you are more than welcome at any time. So, 한국에서 카페 가면 직원들이 하는 말이 있어요. 정말 자주 하는 말이 있어요. Hi, Stefan. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the share as well. So now let me repeat a little bit slower with you guys. 한국에서 카페에 가면 직원들이 하는 말이 있어요. 정말 자주 하는 말이 있어요. So now let's translate everything together. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So here we have 한국에서. So we know that 한국 is I have heard those words many times. Really, which one? A lot, right? I feel like a lot of those words we already know. So that is why the one that I keep asking you guys, I will quickly jump into them and go with the harder ones because, I repeat them 1,000 times each time. What does 하는 and 자주 mean? We will get into it very, very soon. So also, if you already know the translation to those two sentences, please feel free to comment down below and do not check this right here. So 한국에서 we have 한국, which is something related to Korea, the country. Here we have the 에서 particle, so we know it is a location or time. In this case, it is a location. And we know that there is some type of action that is happening inside the location, okay? So 한국에서, we can translate that to in Korea, okay? In Korea. Yes, exactly. So the subtitles change. I do not like it. I prefer the other way, but her most recent videos doesn't have the little word that we normally see under here, so I had to put it that. Thank you so much for the follow. So in Korea we have 카페. 카페 is cafes, a particle location as well, so at cafe. So in Korea at cafes. 가면, do you guys know what that means? Comment down below if you guys know 가면. What does that mean? This is actually a verb that is used with something else. So comment down below if you remember what 가면 would mean. 가면, ka from a verb, and then 면 as a particle. So comment down below if you guys remember what that would mean. Or if you know also what 면 would mean, comment down below. I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. Not sure, it's okay, no worries. So I will give you guys the translation in a couple more seconds, okay? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the condition, yeah, that could actually work. So here we have 몰라요, 괜찮아요, 괜찮아요. You can write it down after that. 가 is to go. Yes. So 가 is from the verb 갔다. So you can translate that to going. Okay. And we have 면. So 면 particle actually means two different things. It can either be if or when. So both of them work, but if you want to say when, it's like when a condition of something. So it's kind of explaining the condition of something. So when going to cafes in Korea. So that would be how we would translate the first part of this sentence. So let me repeat one more time. When or if going to cafes in Korea. Now, let's continue with the second part just right here. We have 직원들이. Do you guys know what that means by any chance? I think it's like the first time we ever see that word in my Korean study live stream. So I'm not sure if you will know. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. So, 직원들이 money? That is a great guess, right? Because there is one inside of it. Technically, it can relate to something money-wise. However, it is related to something, someone getting money for something. So someone getting money for doing something. What would we call that? Hi, hope you're all good. Hi, Angela. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? I only know ramen. Huh? Where is ramen? I'm not sure. Huh? Thank you so much for the share. Thank you, thank you. A tip? So tipping, not exactly. So this is way easier than you guys think. Maybe I'm the one that makes it a little bit harder. 잠시만요. Let me just add tip comment, approve it. Okay. So you guys, I don't think anyone got it, but 직원 is employees, you know? So someone that works and get money, but she gets money by doing something, which is working. Yes, you make me overthink the words. So 직원 is employee. As simple as that. And then we have the 들 that makes it plural. So it's like employees. So, as easy as that. Yeah, employee. I think you guys tried to search for way deeper meaning than it actually is. Sorry about that. It is my fault. It is my fault. I'm late, but all good. Thank you. It's okay. No worries. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us at any time. It is always, always very fun. Also, very quickly, because a lot of people are in the chat right now. If you are new, don't forget to follow me just right here as I go live 4 times a week or study Korean together. So if you want to, study Korean with me consistently and with us, 스파클링 친구, make sure to follow me. Hello. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? So yes, here that would be employees, plural. And then we have 하는. So 하는 technically comes from the verb 하다, so doing. Technically here in this context, it is not put really as a verb. Your Korean is so good. Oh, thank you so much. And send a heart me if you want to be. Yes, exactly. If you want the 스파클링 친구 title, just like Sev has, you can send the heart me, which is free for anyone. So anyone can set it 1 time per day and you will get the title 스파클링 next to your name. So if you want to get it as well, this is the way to get it. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. So here, doing. And then we have 말이 있어요. Do you guys know what 말 would mean? Comment down below if you guys know what 말 would mean. So it comes originally, right? If you want to put it into a verb, you can say 말하다. So this is a tip I have for you guys. So if you know 말하다, the verb, you might know as a noun what this could be. Really? No, not exactly, but that is a great guess. I have a question. How do you get so good? Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. To be honest, the way that I was able to get better at pronunciation was doing those Korean podcasts. So listening to her speak and then repeating afterwards, or also when I watch K-dramas, Mad Horse. Yes, but I think it's more like Mari, if I'm not mistaken. Mari is horse, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, also while I listen to K-dramas, I repeat the sentences that I hear out loud. Shadowing, yes, exactly. So if you do shadowing, that is how I personally got my pronunciation. So, a lot of people think it might be like dumb to do shadowing, but it's basically the way to get good pronunciation. Okay, so here, technically, 말 on its own, I do too with K-dramas. Yeah, it's definitely so helpful. Thank you so much. You're welcome. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate. So yes, I saw some great answers. So technically, 말 would be like a word. You can translate that, or like speaking as well can work, since after that we can put it from the verb 말하다, but it's more like word on its own. It means to talk. It's not dumb at all. Yeah, it's not dumb at all. That's what I think. But a lot of people think like, oh, I don't want to shadow, blah, blah, blah. Do you have any tips to read a bit faster? I feel like I read so slowly. I would say the only tip is to practice reading as much as I can. I have the Korean books that I use for reading that help me a lot. I don't have it with me now, so I will show you a picture quickly. But I would say practice also those Korean podcasts. That is what I do 4 times a week with you guys. And I have been able to read so much faster than like in less than a year. So if you want to practice reading, I really, really suggest you read Korean reading, but unless you practice, you won't get better, sadly. So what is it again? Easy Korean. Yes, that would be that one. Yes. So these books, okay, if you want to practice reading, you can do so. You have improved my reading? Really? That is amazing. I struggle too, but if you remember the alphabet, yes, exactly. So you get used to the alphabets or some words. Yes, exactly. So the more you view those words, also the easier it will be for you to read faster. I remember, fun fact, when I went to Korea last year, my Korean was not bad, right? But I was not reading as fast as I am now. And I remember I was doing karaoke. That is another story time for another time. I ended up singing like 27 songs by accident. Anyways, but I noticed that I didn't know by heart any Korean songs fully. Like I knew like the chorus or things like that. And when you get to the karaoke, everything is in Hangul, right? And I couldn't follow. I was not reading fast enough. I was like, oh my God, this is too fast for me. So now my goal is that next year, right, I'm moving to Korea again. When I go to the karaoke, I need to be able to follow through. Karaoke with Audrey. I can do a small vlog if you want to see that. But hopefully by the time I go to Korea, I will be able to follow through the karaoke. I used to use these books. I will start back. Yeah, it's very great. Really, really recommend those books. And they are very cheap as well. I read K-pop lyrics from my favorites while they're singing. Yeah, me too. But the thing is that it's different because when I sing like Korean songs, a lot of times I do not have the lyrics in front of me. So I sing what I think they are saying from, my Korean knowledge. But sometimes they might not be the exact lyrics, right? Because sometimes you hear some things, but it's not actually the lyrics. So maybe I should read the lyrics more often to get familiar with them. But also the thing is that, okay, very, very quickly. Same LOL Kanu. Yes, me too. So, I really love ballad for that way because it's slower. So I have more time to listen to the lyrics and also to, Yes, I sing what I heard. Yeah, exactly. I'm shocked sometimes. Yeah. Especially the more you study Korean, right? The easier it will be for you to get the correct words while you're singing. But yeah, something else that I wanted to say. I forgot. What did I wanted to say? Anyways, I forgot. If I remember, I will let you guys know. But let's continue for now. Audrey, I'll be back. It's okay, no worries. Thank you so much for being here. If you cannot make it until the end of today, thank you so much for the follow. Oh yeah, so I wanted to say, okay, very quickly before we continue the Korean podcast. The thing also is that in Korea, at the karaoke machine, yeah, exactly. A lot of times there are the most famous Korean songs. But for me personally, I like to listen to low-key artists, so artists that are not that famous, which means they were not on the karaoke machines. So, me trying to sing songs I didn't know, that didn't work well because I was not reading fast enough. And the songs that I knew fully by heart were not on the karaoke machine, which then led me to sing English song. At the end, I gave up. I just decided, okay, let me put some Shawn Mendes, One Direction, and that will be the end for today. Can you do it by yourself? What do you mean by yourself? Okay, so let's continue with the Korean podcast for now, but that was a fun fact that I had to tell you guys because you might have to go through that. Yes, so I mean, it depends. There is like the Korean 노래방. So there is the one that is literally for one person, which is what I did. Or there is like bigger places that is like regular 노래방. But the Korean 노래방, you need to pick the song. But if it is a Korean song, you need to search the Korean name for it. So that is also another tricky thing. So I was like on my phone, what is the Korean title of this song? And then I searched. To one point, the lady, she came up to me. She's like, are you okay? Because it has been a long time since you sang a song. I'm like, yes, I'm just trying to find anything that I know. But yes, that's the thing. So if you want to sing Korean songs, get those titles in Korean ready. Okay, so let's continue. We know that 말이 technically means a word. And then we have 있어요 from the verb 있다, to be or to have. So now that we know the meaning of all those words, let's translate that into one sentence together. So if or when going to a cafe in Korea, there is, okay, words that the employee will say. So we can say like that. Here it's like doing words. That is how they would put it. Technically, we can say like speaking. Speaking would be a better translation, but the way it is formulated, it's like doing words. So yeah, exactly. So that is the thing with Korean, right? We have a different way to express things in English, but in Korean, they have a different way as well. So here it's like doing words, but it's like speaking. Okay. So yes. Okay, now let's go back. So if or when you're going to the cafe, there is, okay, some words, or because we cannot really say like speaking. Anyways, there will be a lot of things that you will hear. Basically. Very, very hard. If you have a better way to translate that sentence down below, please let me know, because right now my brain cannot process. But it's like saying that there are some things, okay, that the employee will say, basically, or that they will do, but technically it's like saying. Okay, let's jump to the next sentence. Like I said, please someone help me for a better translation to that one in English. So let's continue. We have 정말. Do you guys remember what 정말 would mean? So we have seen it a lot of times before. So 정말, what could that mean? Comment down below. We have seen it a lot of times. The translation right here is very bad, so please do not read that one, okay? So comment down below. Yes, so you guys are doing amazingly once again. So 정말 is an emphasizing word that means really or very. Read where at the bottom, because the subtitles is not correct, like very not correct. Very not correct. Anyways, because you guys see, right, the difference, I think there is like only tattoo that is correct in the whole sentence. Anyways, so yes, 정말, really, very. We have 자주, which is often. So it's saying like really often or very often. So it's not just often, it's like more than often. Once again, we have 하는 말이. So 하는, doing, 말이, words. So here we can say like speaking, because we cannot do words in English. And 있어요 from the verb 있다, to be or to have. So we can say that there is really a lot of things they say. Okay, let's go it like that. A script, not necessarily a script, but I think it's like pre-made sentences that they need to say. Just like if, for example, you go to Olivion in Korea, you will hear people talk every 2 minutes, like the employees. They will say something like, if you need help, please let us know, blah, blah, blah. And all the employees need to repeat that together at the same time. The first time you see that, this is very confusing. You're like, what the hell are they saying? Why are they all screaming together at the same time? But this is something very common in Korea. Also, when I went to concerts, there will be staff that will be inside the venue to help you navigate to the right seat for your concert. They will be screaming the same thing. So I think it's a really Korea thing when you work somewhere, that the employee will be screaming like, if you need help, please let us know, blah, 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 in Korean. Okay? So do not get scared of it. It is totally normal. Very, very normal. So let's see, should we do one more chant? It's not it's not like a chant. I mean, can we call that a chant? I don't know, but they will be just like saying, if you need any help, please let us know, and that's it. But they all say it at the same time. Very, very confusing. I have an example for you, and I don't think that would be legal for me to check that on Google and show you a video, because of, you know, the things in Korea. I wonder how they sing. I have no clue. I have no clue. I'm not really into sport, so I have never really gotten into Korean sport. Yeah, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. So, do you guys want us to do one more sentence for the end of today? Let me know down below. Also, because I think a lot of people joined later, I just want to let you guys know while you comment if you want to continue one more sentence. Thank you so much for the follow. I want to not to remind you guys, but I said it at the beginning of this podcast. This week and next week, my life schedule might change a lot. I will try to update you guys as soon as I can. But it might change a little bit because, as you guys know, I'm in the process of getting my visa to go to Korea. And anyways, long story short, I've had a lot of issues with things and I'm finally getting appointments. So I literally booked like 3 appointments today. Seoul, Canada, healthcare. Yeah, one more reason as to why I want to leave Canada so much. But yes, so finally, $300 later, I am able to have your stories. Yes, that's the thing, right? That is sad. 잠시만요. So Stefan said your stories are the same as the year ago. So when I went to Korea, I had the same issue. I paid technically I paid $350 now to, anyways, just to get a healthcare appointment, which is just stupid. Anyways, and I had the same issue last year. So I was like, okay, this year I do not want to pay. So I will use the free health system that in Canada, they are so much telling everyone, oh my God, Canada has free health care, blah, blah, blah. But it's not, no. Maybe it's a sign everything. Yeah, I hope so. I'm $300 poor, but at least I will get my test that I need to get done. So yes, as I was saying, my live stream schedule will change possibly this week and next week as I have a lot of appointments that are now in place. I will keep you guys updated. I wanted to say this Friday I will go live instead. I won't be going live this Sunday, so only tomorrow Friday, not Sunday. And last week I think it will be in the afternoon every day. Every day, that is my normal schedule. Anyways, I will keep you guys updated through my TikTok stories. So make sure to follow my TikTok stories to get the full time and dates of my Korean City live streams for the rest of the week and next week as well. Thank you so much for your understanding. It is getting close. Yeah, it is getting close. But I feel like I'm so shocked that, yeah, me too. It's already December and I'm like, I have still so many things to get done. So yes, let's see how it goes. I'm going in like a mode, okay, let's see, like what is the motto, right? What is it? Like whatever happens, kind of like that. I'm like, I'm just being like, the wind is like pushing me hopefully in the right direction. Okay, so let's do one more sentence before the end of today, especially if it's not too long. If it's too long, we might cut it. But let's try to do one more before we end it for today.
이 말을 알면 카페에서 주문하기 쉬워요.
Okay, let me just drink a little bit of water and after that I will repeat that sentence with you guys. Yeah, you already know the translation to this sentence, but maybe you do not know what is the meaning behind each word, right? So that is what we will uncover. It's this one is very inaccurate, but this one is somewhat a little bit accurate. Okay, so let's repeat together. 이 말을 하면 카페에서 주문하기 쉬워요. 오늘은 그 말에 대해서 이야기할 거예요. Oh my god, we are only in the introduction. Very, very, very fun. We were very productive today. Okay, let me repeat a little bit closer. Technically here it would be more like this, not E as in toot, but that is a great guess. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 이 말을 하면 카페에서 주문하기 쉬워요. So let's translate everything together. So we have E, which means this in this context. Oh, really? It was your first Korean word? That is amazing. I don't remember, besides 안녕하세요, what was my first Korean word. But very interesting you remember that. Thank you so much for the follow. So here, it would mean this, 말을. So 말을, we know that it is like a word. However, in this context, we can think of it more as a sentence, okay, spoken. Because, right, it's very rare that you just say one word when you are speaking this phrase. Yes, so technically we can translate that to sentence in this context, but normally this would mean like a word or speaking depending on the context. But here it would mean more like this sentence or this phrase, okay? 알면, so this is from the verb. Which verb is it? Comment down below. What is the verb 알다? Comment down below if you know what is the verb 알다. Do you guys know what is the verb 알다? Comment down below if you know what the verb 알다 is. Comment down below if you know what this verb is. What could that mean? Your voice? You know something is up, right? So comment down below. I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below if you guys know what is the meaning of the verb 알다. Oh, I don't know. Yes, I know something is up with you and you know it too. Yeah, I always love giving you hints, right? I don't know why I cannot accept your comments, Stefan. Hopefully I do not request someone random once again. I got flashback right now of something. Anyways, yes, so you guys are actually correct. So the verb 알다 is the verb to know, and the opposite, right? 모르다 모르다 would mean to not know. So, 잠시만요. Let me just accept Stefan comments. I think I get reminded of this event once every week. Konnichiwa. Yes, of course. Yes, we definitely didn't have before in my live streams someone with a green t-shirt that said konnichiwa. Definitely not. Anyways, let's continue now. We have the 면 particle once again. That means if or when. So if or when you know these sentences or that sentence or this word, however you want to translate it in English, okay? 카페에서, so we know that 카페. How do you write don't know, conjugated form or original form? Because if it is original, I'll tell you that thing I was going to tell you tomorrow. I'm not sure I understand that. Okay, so 잠시만요. Let me just write the verb just right here. Let's go on naver. I'm not in Korean. Okay, 잠시만요. 모르다. So this is the verb to not know, just like that. Is it what it means? Not exactly. That is a great guess. Technically, I think you're talking about the second sentence, right? So it's not 내일, but it's today. I can say that a lot every live. What? And then in conjugated form, it would be like that. Because a lot of people, 잠시만요. I have a hard time. 몰라요. Where is it? Okay, so it would be like that in conjugated form. Okay? Oh yeah, I forgot. It's okay, no worries. That is a great guess. So I struggle, but we got it. Okay, so let's continue finishing the translation of this sentence. Tomorrow we will be continuing with this one just right here. The one phrase I can use many times. Which one? 몰라요? Oh, that's what you mean? Okay, so 카페에서 we know that this is cafe. So particle, location, or time that has an action. The action verb would be just right here. Do you guys know what is the verb 주문하다? Here it is put as... Is it an adverb would be he. Anyways, I don't know this type of English word, but comment down below if you know what 주문하다 would mean. Employee was 직원. Oh, I see one great answer. Comment down below if you remember what 주문하다 would mean in the context of a cafe. What do you do at a cafe? Comment down below. I'm trying to not cheat. I'm giving you a lot of hints. So what do you do normally at the cafe when you arrive? What do you guys do? Yes, and how do we call that, Stefan? How do you call to get food as a verb? As a verb, how do we call that? Comment down below. I will give you guys 5 seconds to comment down below the answer. So in 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, you guys are doing amazingly. So 주문하다 is the verb to order. Here it is put more as ordering. Okay, ordering. I don't know what type of word that would be in English, because once again, this is something that doesn't exist in English. So I'm always confused as to what type of word. You know, that's the thing that is very funny, right? Is that I'm studying Korean with you guys, but I don't even know anything English. Whenever I'm like, what is this type of word in English? Very, very funny. Anyways, and then we have 쉬워요, which is from the verb 씻다. 씹다, sorry. 씹다. Not 씻다, but 씹다. What is this verb? Comment down below. What does the verb 씹다 would mean? Not the verb 씻다. Both of them are different. So there is a be up under here in the original tense of the verb. What could that be? Comment down below. I will give you... That's okay, Stefan. It's just the opposite. The opposite of difficult. So comment down below. I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yes, 씹다. Let me write it just right here. This is the verb to be easy, okay? Why do I know that it's the verb 씹다? Is because in Korean, whenever there is a verb that is ending with a piap, just right here, let me just write it for you guys to show it. Just like here, whenever there is a verb ending in a piap, you remove the piap and then you put wa instead of it. So 춥다 becomes 추워요, 씹다 becomes 씹어요, and etc. So hopefully that makes sense. Isn't 쉬워 to rest? So it wouldn't be 쉬워, it would be 쉬어요. Okay, 쉬워 is to be easy. Because let me just see. Wait, let me 동사 Korean verb. I will show you the 동사 Korean verbs, because I know a lot of you guys are visual. So let me show it. The verb 쉬다, to be easy, the difference, okay? 쉬다. Okay, yes, but I want... Sorry about that. This is, I think, here that I needed to put it. Okay, now we will have it. So exactly, see the difference. Hi, I'm new. How often do you go live? I actually go live 4 times a week. We're study Korean together. So the schedule is actually over on my profile. You can check which days I'm going live and the time in the time zone as well that I'm going live. So normally I do that 4 times a week, but I actually also post learning TikTok videos every day. So you see, here this is the verb 씹다, because when there is a 비업, it becomes 쉬워요, 쉬워요. And the verb 쉬다, to rest, conjugated, it is 쉬어요, 쉬워요. Very, very similar, right? There is just the U that is right here that changes everything. So it is a verb to be easy and not to rest. So hopefully this is helping you, right, understand better to recognize which one of those verbs. Okay, so now that we know the translation to everything, all those words, let's put it all together. So when or if you know those words or those sentences, okay, this sentence, ordering at the cafe is easy. So it's basically saying, because they always repeat the same sentences, if you know what those sentences are, then ordering in Korean will be easy. And I can attest to that. When I was in Korea, I only ordered in Korean. So I never ordered anything in English at any place that I went to. At first, I struggled a lot because they speak so fast. I was like, oh? Like whenever they would speak to me, I wouldn't say like 천천히 다시 얘기해 주세요. So for example, were they helpful? Yes. So the thing is that you need to be careful, right? Because for example, if you do not understand what they are saying, do not do like I did. I thought you were Korean. Really? No, I'm not Korean. I am not. But I am a Korean learner just like you guys. So do not say oh, because that would be a little bit rude. This is what I did. I don't recommend. So say something like either 천천히 다시 얘기해 주세요 or 천천히 다시 말해 주세요. What is the other sentence? I always use 이야기, but yes, do not say when when you do not understand something, okay? This is, I learned from my mistakes. Normally they will reply in English with and what they just asked me. So me 천천히 말해. Yes, thank you so much. 천천히 말해 주세요. So I never use that one. I use normally 천천히 다시 얘기해 주세요. So can you repeat one more time slowly? So I would suggest you say that instead of when you do not understand something. Okay? Do not be like me. Anyways, but you'll see in every store they always ask you guys the same questions. So once you came across the same question once or twice, you already know what they're gonna say, so you can prepare your brain to prepare your answer in advance. So that is why, right, she's saying that ordering becomes easy because they always say the same things at the cafe. At the cafe, at the restaurants, at Olivion, all the places, they always ask you the same question. Even, can you say 네? Yeah, I guess you can say that. That would be more polite than that would be more polite, yes. That would be more polite, but you can still ask them to repeat, but 네 would be a great alternative that would be more formal, okay? So please do not be like me. I probably sounded rude to those people, but I would be banned from Korea. You wouldn't be banned because, they will see that you are obviously not Korean just by your physical appearance. So because of that, they will be more understanding of your Korean level. So at least you're trying to speak Korean, right? But yes, they will be more understanding than if it was just a Korean person being like, like they would probably say like, "죽을래?" or something like that. Okay? So this is something that you need to take into consideration. Sadly, that will be the end for today. Like I mentioned, this week and next week, my life schedule might change a little bit, but I will always let you guys know on my TikTok story in advance. Because I have a lot of appointments for my visa that I will all get done all together, all at once. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions before we end it for today, please let me know. If not, we will see each other tomorrow at the same time. Tomorrow, it is fixed. It will be at 1 p.m., so from an hour ago. Okay, thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Are you excited for your alien card? That is a problem for later. Right now I am. That is very funny because I have the worst title right now. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much because, the Canadian health system is a little bit shitty right now. Anyways, I don't have a doctor. I used to have one, but she dropped me. So I'm basically an orphan of doctor. This is literally the term in Canada. So I will be an orphan of doctor living in Korea as an alien. Very, very love the titles. This language. Yeah, right now I'm very liking my life so much. Thank you so much for the follow. So yes, this is a very fun fact. Be careful to not be banned. Why? To not be banned. Did I say something? Oh, okay, because I said something. Sorry about that. Okay, I didn't say anything. Anyways, do you guys have any more questions? If not, that will be the end for today. I hope you get all sorted. Yes, I actually got everything sorted. So I got appointments for all of the things I need to get done. So they will be this week and next week. I don't care, but I know. Sorry about that. At least didn't hear what I said. What channel is that? It is called Susu. Just like this. So this is a podcast. We will actually be continuing this Korean podcast tomorrow. If you guys are interested to join us and you can make it. If you cannot make it, I always post my Korean study live streams on my YouTube channel, Audrey in Seoul. So if you want to watch a previous live stream, you are more than welcome to do so on my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. Sadly, I have to go, but once again, we will see each other tomorrow and Friday as well, okay? So thank you so much for being here, 우리 스파클링 친구, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. I wish everyone a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I hope you will have an amazing day. I hope you get the visa. I really, really hope so too. So I hope that you guys have a lovely end of the day and we will see each other tomorrow. Bye, Anwis. Bye, 여러분. 안녕히 계세요. 안녕히 계세요. 내일 봐요. 안녕, 여러분. 안녕.